What is up, guys? It is Spectrum Reviews back with a brand new video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at not one, but two figures. So this is for my 1 year as a reviewer special. I know I haven't done a review in quite a while, guys. Oopsie. But, yeah. You know, here I am. Here's a review. It's a double review. I'm not sure if anyone else has done something like this before, but yeah, so obviously we're taking a look at the packaging first. Let's start off with Joker's packaging. Let's get this one out of the way. Okay, so got our nice green background right here. We got a picture of the Joker figure in a sort of insane looking pose, I guess. We got the Joker MAFEX number 32, Medicom Toys. Got Suicide Squad up top here. On the side, you got a nice picture of Joker holding his cane. Very nice. Suicide Squad MAFEX the Joker. On the other side, you have him standing up, which is also a similar pose to the other one. On the back, you have him in a various assortment of poses, and you know, you got some writing that you can't read. And yeah, I think that about does it for this package. So let's get this one off to the side and move on to the Batman package. So this is the Justice League version. I didn't feel like picking up the BVS version because it simply didn't appeal to me very much. Anyway, we got Justice League up here with all the various member logos. Got the Batman figure looking very Batman-y. Batman, MAFEX, number 56, Medicom Toys. On the side, you got a nice picture of him looking sort of angry, holding a batarang. On this side, you got him simply just standing there, watching over Gotham. We got an assortment of standing poses back here, along with his accessories listed down here with some writing that you can't read. Oh, on the top you got Justice League along with the cheating picture. And yeah, I think that about does it for the packaging. So without further ado, let's get these guys out here and see how cool they actually are. Here we have both figures fully revealed and out of their packaging. And as you can see, we got, you know, Batman facing off against the Joker here. I wish this would have happened in the movies, but I understand that, you know, DCEU or whoever is behind the continuity or whatever it's called, they didn't want to copy the Dark Knight trilogy, which is fine by me. So yeah. So let's take a look at their accessories and then we'll take a look at these figures. Alright guys, taking a look at all the accessories that both figures have, obviously Batman has a lot more accessories than Joker does. But that's fine by me. As you can see, we have 6 pairs of hands. We have his EMP/Kryptonite Grenade Blaster, his... wait, no. EMP Grenade, his 3 batarangs, his one in his hand, and then his grappling gun, obviously. So, yeah. So let's get a look at that alternative head sculpt. Let's see if it'll focus here. Alright. I don't know why it's not. There we go. Suppose it's as good as you're gonna get. Looks pretty alright to me. I prefer the more subtle head sculpt versus this one, but I use this one from time to time. So let's take a look at Joker's over here. Set that down right there. Looks a lot like Jared Leto. You can see all the little scars and stuff on his face. Very nice. Alright. Now let's get a closer look at the figures. Let's start off with Joker here. Let's move his arms down. Move his head forward. Got a very nice screaming/laughing head sculpt here. You can use it for either or. And it honestly does look a lot like the promo art for Suicide Squad. It's almost dead on in my opinion, but that's just my personal opinion. I mean, you could think entirely different of this figure. Got all the tattoos and the scratches and stuff. Very nice. We got the, well, I suppose we'll have to pop his arms out to show off the upper body. Let's go ahead and take off the trench coat here. Very nice tattoos. Got the little clown smile there. You got the Joker, another Joker, ha ha ha. All in. You got the ace, the skull on it, very nice. Got his nips. Nothing on the back, so let's go ahead and pop this back on. Move it all the way down. Pop his arms back in. Yep, that one's back in. But yeah, I like the coat too. I like the way it looks. You know, it looks like a real coat would if you were to buy one of these. It looks very nice. I like how he doesn't have shoes. He got his little Arkham joggers on. So yeah, time to get a closer look at Batman. So just set him down right there and bring him in. Oh yeah. Move his arm down. There's a little bit more detail on Batman than Joker. Got a very nice Batfleck face there. Ben Affleck is probably my favorite adaptation of Batman on screen. Got all the nice ridges and cuts on his bat symbol. That's not supposed to be there. Well, I'll deal with it later. Got the nice subtle gold with his, I guess I'll call them forearm spikes. Slash forearm guards, slash gauntlets. Got the nice golden belt there, looking sort of faded and worn. Looping all the way around. Got the bat butt. Looking at the back here. Got the nice cape, which goes out pretty darn far actually. This thing is definitely accurate to the movie in terms of size. Got his boots here with the little golden toes. Got the treads, very nice. So yeah, I think that's about it for this. So let's move on to articulation. So let's set him down. Let's move on to Joker. Alright, so for this head sculpt, he can look up that far, he can look down that far. Got some nice ankle pivoting, or not ankle pivoting, neck pivoting in there. One little complaint I have about this head sculpt is it leaves a tiny little gap when you sort of pop it on, versus when you pop on the original slash alternative head sculpt. So you'll see that this one sinks a little bit lower, and there's ultimately no gappage in between articulating the joints, which I don't understand. But yeah, this one probably has the same range of movement. Actually, this might be a little bit more restricted since the other one is raised a little bit more. But that's fine by me, I don't really mind. So you got two joints in the abdominal section here, which you can crunch forward that far. It's not too bad. Crunch them back that far with the coat on. I mean, of course, you kind of have to leave it on because it looks sort of weird without it on. You got to drop down shoulder method here. Shoulders can rotate 360 degrees unless you pop them off, of course. Got a little shoulder swivel here. Double jointed elbows, very nice. And he actually can point the gun towards his head if you want him to do something like that. But yeah, so we got wristed or ball pegged wrists or ball jointed wrist pegs. So you can get a wide range of movement out of that. So if you wanted to sort of take off the hand, rotate the peg so it can sort of be rolling the dice, you can. I'm not going to do that because it takes a little bit too much time, but you can do that. Also, you can, you know, rotate every single ball joint in the actual body if you didn't realize. So you can sort of rotate this like that and have them sort of, you know, turn this way and like aiming at somebody if you want. Let's move that all back. Got a drop down method on the hips here. Legs can kick forward that far. They can bend in this far. They really can't kick back since he's wearing a trench coat. I mean, they kind of can, but like you don't necessarily need them to. But yeah, they bend in that far. Not too bad. You got some nice foot movement down here as well. You have an ankle pivot along with a ball pegged ankle joint, and you got toe articulation as well. So yeah, let's move on to Batman. Here's a little bit more. Not much more, but a little bit more. So the same goes for him. I mean, you know, he has all the double joints and stuff like that, but Obviously he's not wearing a trench coat, and the cape doesn't really hinder his movement as it's freelance. So yeah, let's get into it. He can look up that far, which is actually quite nice in my opinion. A lot of people complain about how far he can look up, but I don't really see a problem with this. He can look down that far without crunching forward, and this is while he's crunching forward, obviously. Very nice range of movement there. He can crunch back that far. He can also do a lot of neck pivoting here. Very nice, and you can rotate both of these head and neck joints however you please. I don't wish to rotate them since I can rotate his head and simply, you know, it's fine that way for me. But if you want to do that, hey, it's your choice, do whatever you want. Got the drop down shoulder method on him as well. A lot of people don't really mention that the shoulders can do this, but they can, since there's a ball point or a ball joint here, and then a like a, I'll show you. It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, I'll show you on the Joker. Sorry guys, it's been a long time since I've done a review. So you had this little thing. You got the little pin socket joint. That's what it's called, the pin socket joint. So you got that. Arms can go out that far. They can do a full 360 and they're not hindered by anything. Mine are a little, you know, tight though, so I don't really feel like doing the full 360. Kind of bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which bend in that far. It's not too bad for considering how muscular he is. That's not too bad in my opinion. You got the same sort of wrist joint that Joker has on here, so you can like rotate the ball peg and, you know, get that rolling dice movement, or really whatever you want to do with the wrists. So yeah, and they can rotate 360 at both joints. We've already talked about the diaphragm / abdominal section. These joints can also rotate however you want them to. Drop down hip method. Legs can kick forward that far. They can't really kick back at all since he has a big old booty. You got a thigh cut up here / thigh swivel. Very nice, but you can only really get it if you do the drop down method, which is fine by me. I don't really need him to rotate his thighs when he's just standing still anyway. Got a nice double jointed knee in there, and you got the same thing at the feet as the Joker has, obviously. So you got the ankle pivot, albeit it's a little awkward on him since his shoes are all the way up there. Got the nice slip. You got a tiny toe joint there. I mean, you could stretch it if you want to make it bigger, but I don't see why you would want that. So yeah, I think that's about it for the articulation. Let's get into some size comparisons and stuff. Alright guys, before we get into the side comparisons, I just wanted to talk about a couple of little things. Gripes with these figures. The only gripe I have with this guy right here, Batman, is that these little white specks that come off my face and my hair and stuff, you know, the dandruff shows up on them way easily. But otherwise, this thing is freaking awesome, dude. This is probably one of my favorite figures in my entire collection. Same goes for the Joker. You know, I really enjoy the Joker figure. One of the only gripes that I have with him, or probably the only gripe, is like getting his cane into his cane holding hand is sort of a challenge sometimes, and it's just really loosely unless it's in there perfectly. But otherwise, you know, these figures are great. So starting out with the size comparisons, let's compare them to Thor, which is obviously going to be significantly taller than both of them. But yeah, here we go. We have Thor sort of sitting a little taller than both of them here. And obviously with Thor comes Loki, sort of like Batman and Joker, standing right there. Alright, now for, you know, other companies and such, I only really have one figure to compare them to. You know, and this is the Halo 5 Master Chief figure, which stands a little short to them, but you know, it's fine because I'm not really going to be displaying them together anyway. So let's set him off to the side. And you guys may remember this review of this guy. I still love this figure to death. Here we have Homecoming Spidey, standing a little shorter than them, as he should be. So very nice scaling there. And here they are next to, you know, this Infinity War Captain America. And obviously we're going to have the Infinity War Iron Man, standing a little bit taller than both of them. Which I can honestly see that. I don't really think that Cap should be tall. Cap and Bat are actually the same size. Which, that's nice. I mean, they should be, because Cap's a tall dude and Batman's a tall dude. So, yeah. Final thoughts, comments, and concerns about these figures. There is one sort of major gripe that I do have with this Joker. It is really hard to get him to flip and stand. I'm actually holding his foot right now. You know, and there he goes. Luckily, he fell into my hands. You know, I'm trying to get these guys posed together, and sometimes it doesn't work out that well. I mean, okay, we seem to have gotten him to be able to stand. There we go. But obviously we got, you know, Joker pointing a gun at Batman, and Batman's like diving in to disarm him and beat his ass and whatnot. But yeah, so you might ask me who my favorite Joker is, and that probably is Heath. But I think the Arkham series Joker is probably the best Joker out of all of them. I just really enjoy him. You know, it would have been really awesome to see Batfleck face off against, you know, someone sort of like him in the films. I mean, Jared Leto wasn't bad, but I'd have to go back and rewatch Suicide Squad and reevaluate whether or not I actually like his version of the Joker. I like the way he looks. I love the way his Joker looks, but I just don't think he's up to par with the Batfleck in terms of quality and acting and stuff like that. Ben Affleck is an amazing Batman and Bruce Wayne. I do really enjoy Christian Bale's version, you know, but I just think Ben Affleck is throwing it out of the park, and he's just setting a really high standard for, you know, whoever the next Batman's going to be. But yeah, you know, the Batman figure's amazing. The Joker figure's pretty cool too. You just gotta, you're sort of kind of limited to poses that you can do with them, which is okay because Joker's not really a pose around kind of guy. He's sort of like a stand there and look menacing, well, not look menacing, but be subtly intimidating, you know? His subtlety is like his specialty. But yeah, so I've had these figures for about a week, and you know, I really don't have any loose joints on them. My Joker came with the loose waist joint, but that really doesn't bother me, seeing as you know, his trench coat kind of holds him into place. I mean, it shouldn't be loose in the first place, but hey, what can you do? The Batman has held up. You know, I post him around a lot more than I have the Joker, obviously, because the Batman's way more articulated and he has a wider range of movement. And I mean, I've seen a little bit of loosening up in his arm, but it's nothing to really, you know, gloat over or anything. And I accidentally stretched out his the base around his head where it connects to the neck socket a little bit, so it's like sort of loose when it's like facing forward and or like off to this left or right side and a slight sort of angled turn. But otherwise, you know, it's fine. Nothing that's gonna bother me anyway. It's not like I'm just gonna have him looking straight ahead all the time. I'm gonna have him posed around. Final rating for Joker, I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10, maybe a 7.5. And Batman gets, I want to say, I might give him a 10. 9.5. I mean, the cape isn't wired, but I really don't care about that because you can pose him like he's gliding if you really wanted to. If you've played the Arkham Knight, you see that Batman glides and he holds his cape out, you know, as if he's on the cross, as if he's being crucified, and you can sort of do the same with this figure, and I've done it before. But yeah, enough rambling on about these figures. They're both highly recommended, especially if you just want, you know, a pose around and like recreating scene setup. These really aren't for playing around with. These are more for posing around and like leaving them as is, you know. It says on the box that they're collectibles and they're not toys. So that might be why people's joints are loosening so much, but I think MAFEX is getting better at that, as they're realizing that their customers aren't just gonna, you know, not mess with their figures and stuff. But yeah, you know, props to MAFEX for both of these figures. They're really great. You know, they look a lot like their on-screen counterparts, and they're definitely something that I recommend to any collector who's serious about, you know, the DC universe and stuff like that. You know, I myself have just recently got into DC and stuff, you know, and I honestly can say that I've enjoyed the films. So I think that's about it, guys. This is Spectrum Reviews, and I'm rolling out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.